Welcome to Charles Travels, the show where we explore the world and all its wonders. I'm your host, Charles, and I'm delighted to have you join me on this journey. Today, we're going to talk about a phenomenon that's been sweeping the internet, and it's something that I think we can all relate to: announcement culture. As I sit here in my cozy studio, surrounded by maps and mementos from my travels, I'm reminded of the countless times I've seen people sharing their personal news on social media. Some personal news, they'll say, followed by an update about their latest achievement or milestone. And while it's wonderful to celebrate our successes, I think we can all agree that sometimes it feels like there's just too much of it. I recently came across an article by Thomas Mitchell, a culture reporter and columnist at the Sydney Morning Herald, who wrote about his experiences with announcement culture. He talks about how the term "some personal news" was originally used to share genuine updates with friends and family, but has since become a joke, with people using it to announce everything from their latest career move to what they had for breakfast. As I read through Thomas's article, I couldn't help but think about my own experiences with social media. How many times have I felt pressure to share my latest travel adventures or accomplishments, only to feel like I'm competing with others for likes and attention? It's exhausting, and it makes me wonder, what's the point of sharing our personal news in the first place? Thomas writes about how announcement culture is an offshoot of hustle culture, which emphasizes the importance of being always on and constantly productive. And while there's nothing wrong with being driven and ambitious, I think we can all agree that sometimes it feels like we're just trying to keep up with the Joneses. As I reflect on my own travels and experiences, I realize that some of the most meaningful moments I've had have been the ones I haven't shared on social media. The quiet moments of reflection, the chance encounters with strangers, the breathtaking sunsets that I've watched alone, these are the things that have truly made my travels special. So, as we navigate this world of announcement culture, I encourage you to take a step back and think about why you're sharing your personal news in the first place. Is it to genuinely connect with others? Or is it just to keep up appearances? And what are we really gaining from all this sharing anyway? These are just some of the questions we'll be exploring on today's show. We'll be talking to experts and travelers about their experiences with announcement culture, and we'll be sharing some of our own stories about the times when we felt pressure to share our personal news. So sit back, relax, and join me on this journey as we explore the world of announcement culture and beyond. We'll be right back with more fascinating travel adventures on Charles Travels. Welcome back to Charles Travels, dear listeners. I hope you're enjoying the journey so far. As we continue to explore the fascinating world of fashion, art, and culture, I'd like to take you to the historic city of Milan, Italy, where the iconic fashion house Versace recently unveiled its new collection under the creative direction of 41-year-old Domenico "Domingo" Vitale. Imagine yourself strolling through the cobblestone streets of Milan, surrounded by the grandeur of 17th century architecture and the sound of screaming fans waving balloons in every direction. That's exactly what happened outside the Pinacoteca Ambrosiana Art Gallery, where Vitale's debut collection was showcased during Milan Fashion Week. As I delved deeper into the story, I discovered that Vitale's ascension to creative director marks a significant turning point for Versace. He's only the third person to hold this position, following in the footsteps of Gianni Versace and his sister Donatella. The new collection is a bold return to the overtly sexualized Versace of the 1980s and 1990s, with snug, high-waisted jeans revealing open-sided t-shirts and dresses left carelessly open in the back. Vitale's inspiration is deeply rooted in Italian culture, which he describes as having a bold attitude that's unmistakably Versace. He drew from the archives to find the spirit of Gianni Versace rather than simply reinterpreting individual pieces. The result is a collection that exudes sexiness, but not just in the obvious sense. Vitale explains that it's about the experience, the smell, the tactile aspect, and the memories that linger long after the moment has passed. As I listened to Vitale's words, I couldn't help but think of the grand Italian tradition of la dolce vita, the sweet life. It's a philosophy that celebrates the beauty of everyday moments, the joy of living, and the pursuit of pleasure. And that's exactly what Versace's new collection embodies. The staging of the show was equally impressive, with rooms styled like a noble home in disarray, complete with silver set out to be polished, a dog bed tucked away, and an unmade bed with Vitale's own sheets. It was as if we were invited into the intimate world of Versace, where the boundaries between reality and fantasy blur. As we conclude this segment, I'm left wondering what the future holds for Versace under Vitale's creative direction. Will the brand continue to push the boundaries of fashion and art, or will it evolve in new and unexpected ways? One thing is certain. With Vitale at the helm, Versace is poised to remain a major player in the world of high fashion. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Charles Travels. Welcome back to Charles Travels. As we conclude our journey today, I want to take you to a place that's been etched in the minds of many Americans, the state of Washington, where a tragic story unfolded earlier this year. It's a tale that's both heartbreaking and thought-provoking, leaving us with more questions than answers. In the picturesque Cascade Mountains, a sense of tranquility and peace pervades the air. However, this serenity was shattered when the bodies of three young girls, 9-year-old Peyton, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 5-year-old Olivia Decker, were discovered down an embankment at the campsite. The investigation that followed revealed a shocking truth. Their father, Travis Decker, was the prime suspect in their murder. As we delve into this story, I'm reminded of the complexities of human nature and the darkness that can lurk within. Travis Decker, a former Army soldier with extensive survival skills, was accused of taking the lives of his own daughters. The search for him began on May 30 after he failed to return the girls to their mother's home in Wenatchee, Washington. The subsequent manhunt lasted for months, with authorities scouring the rugged terrain of the Cascade Mountains. The news that Decker's remains were recently found in Washington state brings a sense of closure to this tragic episode, but it also raises more questions. According to Chelan County Coroner Wayne Harris, the cause and manner of Decker's death may never be known due to the limited skeletal remains found. This uncertainty leaves us with a sense of unease, wondering what drove a father to commit such a heinous act. As I reflect on this story, I'm struck by the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of community in times of tragedy. The people of Wenatchee, Washington, came together to support the girls' mother and family, demonstrating the power of compassion and kindness. In the face of unimaginable loss, they showed us that even in darkness, there is always hope. As we conclude this episode of Charles Travels, I want to leave you with a sense of contemplation. Let us remember the 3 young lives lost and the countless others affected by this tragedy. May their story serve as a reminder of the importance of empathy, understanding, and support for those around us. That's all for today's Charles Travels. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep on traveling. That's all for today's Charles Travels. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep on traveling.